China is going to build the world's biggest dam in Tibet. In this video, we'll discuss why this is a bad idea and the negative consequences it will have in the future. So let us begin. Currently, the biggest dam in the world is also in China. It is called the Three Gorges Dam. It holds approximately 40 trillion liters of water, which is enormous. It is quite a large dam. However, in a few years, the Three Gorges Dam will become the second biggest dam in the world. It will move from number 1 to number 2 because China is now going to build an even bigger dam on the Brahmaputra river. This new dam, which will be the largest in the world, is close to the India-China border. It will be built on the Yarlung Tsangpo river in Tibet. This river originates in Tibet, takes a U-turn and enters the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh, where it is known as the Siang River. Then it enters Assam state, where the Dibang and Lohit rivers join it, and here it is known as the Brahmaputra river. Further, it passes through Bangladesh and falls into the Bay of Bengal. The Brahmaputra is therefore a critical transboundary river. A transboundary river is one that flows through the territories of two or more countries. So apart from China, this river also flows through the territories of India and Bangladesh. This means it impacts the people, ecosystems, and economies of these countries as well. The river provides drinking water, supports agriculture, and helps generate hydropower. Now, when China builds a dam on this river, it will create a very large reservoir to store a significant amount of water, affecting downstream water availability. China needs water for its large population and to generate hydropower. So to meet these needs, it plans to construct a dam. With the dam, it will be able to regulate the water flow. However, due to China storing water, there will be a shortage downstream in the Indian states of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam during the dry season, which is a significant issue. Another major concern arises during the monsoon season. A dam has a limited capacity. If the water level rises too much and is not released, the pressure on the dam could increase, potentially causing it to break and leading to downstream flash floods. To prevent flash floods within its territory, China will immediately release water from the dam. However, releasing such large volumes of water can result in severe flooding in India's northeastern states, causing immense loss of life and property. This is another major risk associated with China's mega project. Then there is the Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan, but no such treaty exists between India and China for using the waters of the Brahmaputra river. As the upstream country, China has complete control, which increases India's vulnerability. For instance, suppose China does not share hydrological data with us during the monsoon season. What then? In that case, we wouldn't be able to prepare adequately for floods, which could prove disastrous for our northeastern states. At present, we lack advanced river monitoring systems, and a lot of work still needs to be done in this direction. China could exploit this vulnerability. Remember, our relations with China are not good, which makes this a significant concern. Additionally, the site where China is building this project is an ecologically sensitive zone. This project will have a severe impact on the environment. Building a dam and altering the natural flow of the river will affect sediment flow, harm aquatic life, lead to biodiversity loss, and disturb the fragile surrounding ecology. People will be displaced, and the habitats of many species will be destroyed. Despite these concerns, China claims there will be no negative impact due to the dam. However, merely ignoring these dangers will not eliminate them. In fact, the danger increases further when we consider that the project is being built in an earthquake-prone zone. The Himalayas are relatively young mountains, formed due to the collision of the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. The Indian plate is still pushing northward against the Eurasian plate. As a result of this tectonic activity, frequent earthquakes occur in this region. Remember the massive earthquake that struck Nepal just a few years ago? Therefore, building such a large dam in a seismically active zone is unwise. An earthquake could cause the dam to collapse, leading to unimaginable destruction. This region is also prone to landslides. The Himalayas, being young and fragile mountains, are highly susceptible to landslides, which can be triggered by earthquakes. The area is already risky, and constructing a mega structure here only adds more pressure to this delicate landscape. Moreover, there is a phenomenon called reservoir-induced seismicity. When a dam is built and a vast amount of water is stored in a large reservoir, the weight of the water can trigger earthquakes in tectonically sensitive areas. Do not underestimate the weight of water. Fill water in a cube of 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. Do you know how much it will weigh? 1000 kg or 1 ton. Yes, the weight of water of just 1 meter cube volume is 1 ton. Now imagine China storing more than 40-50 billion meter cube of water here. The weight would be astronomical. The question is, have all these factors been considered before erecting a mammoth structure here? Additionally, glaciers are melting rapidly due to the climate crisis, and rainfall patterns have become erratic. Have the potential changes in water flow and these uncertainties been factored into the planning? Or without it, it was just announced that we will build the world's largest hydropower project by spending $140 billion. There will be no problem. Look, negligence in such matters can prove to be very dangerous. For that matter, in any decision, one should not only consider the potential gains, but also evaluate the possible losses. Progress should be made only when there is a clear net gain. Anyway, the Tsangpo River originates from Tibet and enters the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh after making a sharp bend. China is planning to build its mega dam at this great bend. Unfortunately, India cannot do much about it. India is raising concerns to protect its interests, stating that the dam being built in China's territory will result in periods of drought and floods downstream. Millions of lives will be affected. This recent development could further escalate geopolitical tensions between India and China, possibly leading to water wars. In a conflict situation, China could weaponize its ability to control water. Ideally, China should act as a responsible state. The equitable and reasonable use of a critical resource like water must be ensured. Actions that harm other countries should be avoided. India should publicly raise this issue and highlight the negative consequences of the project on international platforms. It should actively engage in dialogue with China because this project would have very dangerous long-term consequences.